Okay, this is the Sim. I've been building this for probably a year and a half. As soon as I got it playing, I haven't worked on it since. It's too good. If you look back at my videos, I'll put a link to the playlist for my sim racing videos. It's brilliant. It's basically just free 1080p TVs. They run at 60 Hz, so 60 frames per second. It works great. Once I knew the VR was coming out, I didn't know if the VR is going to be a better solution than the free screens. So I'm still a question mark. But that's what this video is about. I'm going to set the Vive up in the sim. And probably I won't really be using the free screens apart from getting the game going and doing the configurations and stuff. So it's going to be a question, is the Vive going to replace the free screens? Now, this sim is not just about having the surround screen, so you can have the more realistic FOV, which means the tracks don't get distorted and things like that. It's about the ergonomics. I took this play seat and I sliced off an angle at the bottom of it, so when the play seat lies down, you're in more like a Formula One, you're more let down in there. It's got 5.1 Logitech speaker system with a big bass behind your back, so you feel the engine roars and stuff like that. I got raised platform in front of the seat over here, so your feet are actually up in the air. I took the G27 pedals, I took it all apart and I inverted them. And this whole sim is based on a welded structure, so a lot of welded tube and inch square extrusions. So the pedals are inside of that. There's a bar under here that the wheel, so it's a G27 wheel is attached to. Also I've got the X55 Rhino flight stick over here. I've got a controller. I've got armrests. And then mouse and keyboard. I say it's kind of unfinished, I've got bits to paint, but it's almost there. Yeah, I wanted something I climb inside and I feel immersed before we have VR. Up here we can see our little lighthouse is. Now the video I did for these 2 videos back, where I made them quick release, so I can just do that. People really didn't like that, I don't think. I got some negatives on Reddit, I got some negatives on YouTube. It's I can see why. It's kind of a risky thing. People don't like the magnets. It's a bit of a cowboy operation, but it's just a prototype. I do a lot of crap like this. I do it quickly, and then if it works, I'll go back later on and do it a bit higher quality. So you can see how easy that is. Now I tested the lighthouses today to see what power they draw, and I was really surprised they draw. Well, in the scenario I used them, I played a couple of games and I left my meter on to record the maximum they used, so it took the highest peak, and they only used like 0.8 of an amp. So they're actually, the PSU is rated to 2.5 amps, so it converts into about 10 watts, so they only use 10 watts max. That's all I get out of them. Now if there's a period when they're uploading firmware, or I doubt it, you would think the motors would use the less, then maybe they do go higher. So the reason I did that is I've bought a 5 amp 12 volt power supply from Amazon, and really those cheap power supplies, they're not going to run at 5 amps for a long time. They're going to burn out. They'll run probably at 1.5, 2 amps peaking up and down, but continuous 5 amps not going to work. So I really wanted to make sure these things didn't pull anywhere near that 2.5 amp each. So I'm going to get a regular power supply in here, just put on the power plugs, and then I'll be able to just pull the box off, unplug it, take it upstairs, slack it back on, plug it in, super quick, and it works. It really works. It's spinning up now, and I can't see any vibration whatsoever. But I think if I did get vibration with this, it'd be in the L bracket, so I could just put a stiffener across it and should to go. Anyway, I'll go through the process in here of setting up the Vive with a static location rather a play area, and then I'll try and use Revive, I think it is, to get Project Cars working. Okay, here we go. This is I've plugged the headset in. I've got the headset here. Stick it on my. I'm quite surprised. I've got this machine. I'm running 2 780 Ti's, so I'm only going to have to use one of them with the VR unless games start supporting the SLI. So I'm going to have to turn the settings down a lot. So I believe there's 2 paths you can take when you do the startup. One of them is for having a play space. So Then you can define your perimeter of your room and all those configuration settings. And the other one is to have a fixed area. Now because I've got screens all in front of me, I couldn't really put the lighthouse in front where I think it needed to be. So we see we've got one lighthouse up here. Guess we'll continue and see. Setup complete. That looks perfect to me. Okay, so let's install Revive and see if we can load Project Cars. I think I might have to install Oculus Home as well, because Project Cars are only supported in Oculus. Okay, we've rotated you for the more helmet view, as you expect. We are in game. A lot of pissing about. The mod is called Revive. Some guy, Cross VR, I think his Reddit name is, created this. You need to install Oculus Home, which took forever, I don't know why. And then I had to play with the settings a little bit, turned everything down in Project Cars. It's not running exactly as it should be, I don't think. And I can't adjust my head too much. I can't reset my head position, even though you're supposed to be able to in SimDen I. My steering wheel, every time I load Project Cars, it messes up all the settings. But we're going to go anyway, because when I did DK2, I could never play car games because the distance was so blurry. And driving's all about looking in the distance, looking at the next corner, setting yourself up. So you're kind of focusing on the blur all the time. So I want to see if this is much better. The resolutions are not a lot higher on the Vive than the DK2. So I'm interested, but I'm also thinking now games are not going to be as good as, you know, when they've optimized them and everything is. So I won't write it off if it's awful, but let's have a jump in and see as we step into the grid. Okay, so we're in, I'm sat a little low and I don't think I can adjust it that easily. So I might just go with it. It's not letting me adjust it at all for some reason. I know why, because I'm not clicked on. There we go. Oh, it's spreading out a little. Oh, dude. Yeah, the real road feel on my force feedback wheel is, I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to go with it because a lot of messing around, too much messing around. Okay, so we're driving the mono, the back BAC mono on the Nordschleife. I'm getting a little bit of flicker, but I've turned all the anti-aliasing off, so things like you probably won't be able to see this because the capture is basically captured from the monitor, which will be nothing like isolated. Sorry, I was trying to think of to explain because there's no anti-aliasing, the fence is kind of jaggy, I can say that. The local detail is really good and nice. I'm getting a bit of pop-up. I think that's just the game. It's not super bad, like the track and everything is okay, just like bits of trees and signposts. That signpost popped up just as going by it. So it'd be interesting to see, like the helicopter was there. Apart from the tracking is really good. I'm not sure if it's running at full 90 Hz. I do have the reprojection enabled. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm doubting the game's running more than 90 Hz, especially because I'm recording as well. Yeah, the distance is definitely a huge improvement on the DK2. The DK2 is just, I found it terrible. Really terrible. I'm not sure if I'd play it over my tri-screen at the moment. It still looks very blurry when I'm looking ahead. It's definitely immersive. I mean, you feel it. You really do feel it. It is nice. But I think you can tell it's a hack because I've got something above me is flickering. I don't think I'm too close to the structure of the car. I'm only finding able to. There's meant to be an option in the Steam VR settings to reposition your orientation, that way your head's pointing forward and you can shortcut it to a key, but I couldn't find out how to do that. Yeah, it is nice, it's running fluid, I must admit, and I can focus from where I'm looking, a bit of pop-up there, and down to my wheel where I can see, looking at my wheel, so on my wheel I can see all the buttons, it feels like I can almost touch them. You say in the distance, like the bridge there, I mean you can make it out, but it's just not super in focus. I don't think I've ever been around here in the Mono before. I love driving the Mono. It's a super slightly car. Yeah, it's really kind of annoying. I guess it's because it's not into turn bar. So the things that are thin, like these posts here, they're flickering like crazy. I guess it's trying to draw a line of jaggers. So I don't think I'm on just using my second 780 Ti at all. So that would really help if you saw that out. I don't think P-Cars ever mentioned the Vive project cars. I don't believe they mentioned supporting it. The setup also said they just got theirs, so it could be several months of support. I don't know. They seem to be really good. Like they supported Tri-Screen, where P-Cars said they were going to. They said they were enthusiast sim game up front, and they never ever supported Tri-Screen. And they actually went more towards the console support, I think. Enthusiast console players. Enthusiastic console players. So flying up to the carousel. Yeah, I couldn't imagine playing it with another 9 cars, say, and rain. I don't think it would really go out. But it's great that it works, at least to say that. I'm really interested to play DCS because DCS is all about looking close up because you've got all your dials and your intricate switches and everything really close. And the DK2 just really couldn't see a lot of that, so it really spoiled it for me. But on this I can kind of make out the buttons and the dial and everything. On those vertical dials I can see the details, so that's quite good. I don't know this track too well because I wasn't even paying attention, I was just driving it autopilot. It's such a fun car because it's really small, so you can use the track lock with it really sliding around at slow speeds. So yeah, summary, it's still a little bit blurry in the distance. It's definitely not as bad as DK2. I mean, it has got 1.6 times the vertical resolution, so obviously it's going to be better. I think that vertical FOV sounds better, so that helps. So I can see like my flags and I can see the sky. I know I looked up there, but fairly I can't see it well when you're focusing on the distance. This is my fastest laps. Yeah, it's beautiful. The trees don't look too bad. I think on a DK2 the trees were just horrible. They were kind of patchwork of browns and greens. Oh, trees. I almost got round the track without hitting something. It's not bad. Two more corners and we're on to the main straight.
gonna hit some again. He's not paying attention. So yeah, at the moment it's not Project Cars. It's hacked. You have to use Oculus Hold. You have to install it. I don't think you need a camera. I don't know. And then you drag a few files over that the guy created into your Project Cars directory. And run it from the drive. Run your Steam VR first. So it's all working. And then you can look around to the side of your car, take your mirrors out. Yeah, it's really cool, it's good, but yeah, I won't be playing it over my tri-screen at the moment, but this is for Project Cars. I'm definitely excited to see a set or so, and probably do a video soon in DCS, because I absolutely love digital combat simulator. So as this winds up the lap, I will wind up the video. This video has obviously been just for Queen Elizabeth for her birthday. And I must say, live and let Vive, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.